Hello, Commander Exigeous again. Let's look at one of the rarer aspects of Elite, power play modules. These are combat modules that are only attainable after being pledged to a power play faction for 4 weeks and at rank 3, meaning you've earned 750 merits. We've looked at earning these merits in a previous tutorial linked down below. Rather than ranking the modules, we'll go through them in an alphabetical order, discussing the pros and cons of each. We'll start with one of my personal favorites, the Advanced Plasma Accelerators. Earned from Denton Petraeus, these are large class and fire at a much higher rate than standard Plasma Accelerators at the cost of reduced damage per shot. However, given the higher rate of fire, they have a higher damage per second than standard PAs at much lower heat. They also offer higher ammo due to that rate of fire. When engineered with the Target Lock Breaker or Dazzle Shell Experimental, they can be extremely effective as you can continually target lock break and scramble your opponent's gimbals. The FSD Containment Missile, acquired from Grom, is a medium dumbfire missile rack that will reboot your target's frameshift drive, preventing them from jumping. It does 20% less damage and has 33% slower rate of fire, and while you can add FSD Interrupt to any dumbfire rack, using the Containment Missile, you can effectively stack 2 experimental effects, adding say penetrator munitions to do significant module damage, making it far more effective. The Cytoscrambler, available to Arch and Delaney members, is a small burst laser that is highly effective against shields at the cost of virtually 0 hull damage. It also has higher power and distributor draw and a much shorter range of only 1 kilometer, but with a much higher rate of fire and burst rate. Combined with long-range blueprint and kinetic experimental effect, it can become an effective weapon. The Enforcer Cannons, another big personal favorite, is a small fixed multi-cannon available from Pranav Ontal. While it has double the distributor draw, a smaller clip size, and slower rate of fire, it does 40% more damage than a standard multi-cannon, and to this pilot's ears, it sounds amazing. When used on small ships, like a Sidewinder, and paired with an overcharged blueprint and incendiary experimental effect, it can be devastating to even the largest of ships. The Imperial Hammers, an Orisa Laving Duval module, is a medium triple burst railgun that gives you 3 opportunities to land a shot, with each shot comparing to a small class rail. It's important to note that the on-screen stats are per round, meaning they effectively triple when in use. Its major issues is the amount of heat generated, far higher than a standard medium class rail. Paired with feedback cascade, it can be rather effective as you need only land a single shot of the 3 to debuff a shield cell bank. However, you need to land all 3 shots for a super penetrator shot to be effective. The Mining Lance, awarded to Zemina Torvald supporters, is a small class mining laser that does 3 times the damage as a standard mining laser. Totally and completely worthless, this is the only power play module that cannot be engineered, so its maximum range of 2 kilometers and fall off of 500 meters, combined with double the thermal load and higher power and distributor draw, make this module completely worthless. Zachary Hudson supporters can enjoy the benefits of the Pacifier Frag cannon, a large fixed frag or buckshot cannon. Compared to a standard frag cannon, it does a bit less damage, but due to the much tighter spread of the buckshot, it can be far more effective at anything other than very close range. With 50% longer maximum range and shot speed, it can be far easier to land the entire shot. Paired with the overcharged or double shot blueprints and screening shell experimental effect, these can be absolutely devastating. The Packhound Missile Rack, awarded to Leon Rhee supporters, is a medium seeker missile rack that fires a burst of 4 small missiles that take random trajectories to the target. This makes them highly effective against point defense, with ECM being the only effective defense. While they do far less damage per missile, the entire volley is comparable, and they can be highly useful in targeting modules. Combined with rapid fire, these can be a pirate's best friend for taking out drives once the target shields are down. The Prismatic Shield Generator, available to supporters of Ashling Duval, is a shield generator that has the same basic specs as the next largest size Class A generator. So a 5A Prismatic is roughly as strong as a 6A standard. With double the weight of its same-sized counterparts, it also has half the regeneration rate with twice the power draw and thermal load. Given their added strength, these can be an excellent choice for trade ships who need maximum strength without giving up valuable cargo space. The Pulse Disruptor is a medium fixed pulse laser offered to Felicia Winter supporters. This pulse laser does less than half the DPS of a standard pulse with the benefits of causing module malfunctions when striking hull, just like the Scrambled Spectrum effect. This gives you the ability to stack experimental effects to get 2 on a single weapon. The Retributor, available to Edmund Mahon members, is a small fixed beam laser that dumps significant heat into your target, basically the thermal shock experimental effect. While it does half the damage, it generates less heat with longer damage fall-off and can be very effective against hot targets like ships with cell banks. Engineered with an additional experimental effect, this lets you stack 2 effects in one weapon, furthering its usefulness. Hopefully this has given you a better understanding of the various power play modules available. As the negative consequences of being pledged to a power are rather minor, if you're not currently pledged, I suggest doing so right away, as you are only wasting time. While many opt for the prismatic shields first, depending on your credit balance this might not make sense, as the 8A Prismatic is 250 million credits. As you can only purchase these after 4 weeks, you'll want to purchase all you'll ever need once you reach that point. Generally, I buy 6 of each when I unlock them. Once again, this has been Commander Exigeous, reminding you to fly dangerously, and thanks for watching.